has been your experience as a father? Do you remember when you first became a daddy?
Wow.
When Kaya was born. Yeah. What was that? What was that like for you?
My first experience as a dad was me being afraid of dropping him. So when he was born, Kaya is now 22 years old, and it was a C-section. It was a crash C-section because the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck, and his heart rate said his heart rate was going down. So it was going to be a vaginal birth, and they rushed him into emergency room at Huntington Hospital in Pasadena, and they did a crash C-section. I don't know what. I'm crazy because I was going to film the natural birth with a camcorder, and now I'm in the crash C-section room, which you're not even allowed to be in there. But because we were good friends with a doctor at Huntington Hospital, she let me in. So here I am like an idiot filming this thing, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna pass out," you know. And I said, "No, I'm good. He was born, and I remember they weighed him and did that. I cut the umbilical cord, and they put him in my hands. My first experience with Kaya was he's this delicate little baby. I was so scared of dropping him. I mean, why would you drop your baby? You're holding
How
your
old were
baby.
you when he was born?
I think I was probably 28, I think.
28?
I think so. I think I was about 28 years old. And this feeling of this delicate, fragile, beautiful angel in my hands, and I didn't want to hold too tight, and I didn't want to hold too soft, and I didn't want to drop him. I know this is a weird thought. And it was magical. There was moments and moments where he made no noise. Like, I don't know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and they're like, he needs to start making some noise. So I saw the spank, bop, and then I heard that cry. And then I remember going to the pediatrician only a few weeks maybe after he was born. And they said he was in the 95th percentile in length, and that he was going to be tall. And I remember the pediatrician told me, because I'm 5'10", his mom is I think 5'7", 5'8". The pediatrician told us he's going to be probably 6'2" or 6'3". Kaya right now is 22 years old. And he's 6'3", I believe, and maybe still growing, I don't know. My second son, Timor, wow, born on the Millennium Day, born on January 1st, the year 2000. I'm not saying that, I mean, we would never try to make it happen on that day. I'm a little embarrassed. But anyway, he was officially born on January 1st, 2000, and we were thinking, what are we going to name him? It took a long time. It was obvious to call Kaya, because that's my name. But Timor, it was very difficult to think of a name because all these influences. My dad is Italian, Turkish. My mom is American, Irish. And so what to call the second son, because of these different countries, the different origins. And then we remember thinking of King Tamerlane. I don't know if you know who that is. You'd have to look up in history. Tamerlane, who broke up the Ottoman Empire. So they called him king, and I have to say, he walks around like a king. And he's 20. He's going to be 21 on December 31st, January 1st of 2021. My experience as a dad is, I don't think there's anything that ever prepares you for it. I'm speaking for me. I'm sure maybe some other dads would say they prepared for it their whole life. I don't think there's anything that prepared me for it. It happens and you're there and you're like, let me figure this out. So my sons have been my greatest teachers. My sons give me a lot of feedback. They tell me, people tell me stuff. I get feedback from different people, but my sons, they're pretty brutal. They don't hold back. They're just like, Dad, you suck right now. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I get it. I'm sucking right now. So they hold me accountable. I love them dearly. I couldn't be more proud of my two amazing sons, Kai and Timor. I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you.
Wait, we're
an
not
hour.
done. We're
Yes.
not done. We're not done. So what have you learned from your son, Kaya? Because you know, we children teach our parents lessons and our parents teach us lessons. What have you learned in these 20 plus years with Kaya? What has he taught you?
Kaya has no filter. Kaya is extremely direct, and he says what's on his mind. And he is a tremendous leader. And he has, I mean, you see something in your kid, but you feel that you feel that that's you see something in your kid, but you're not aware that you have it yourself.
Happy Father's
So-
Day, Al. Keep going, keep going. What about Timor?
Kaya, let me just finish
Yeah,
up Kaya.
go,
Kaya
go.
is an extremely strong leader. He loves like no other, extremely loyal, and he wants the best for everybody around him because he's very, very, very direct. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't pull any punches. Timor, complete different than Kaya. Timor is the Michelangelo. Timor is the artist. He's extremely creative. So what I see in Timor is inspiration for unlimited potential. He can create something. He's a painter. He's a musical artist. He can create something out of nothing. And so I haven't really recognized myself as being super creative. My older brother, my older sister, I'm the youngest of three, are more creative. They were in music, they were in poetry, they did all that. I was like, I don't even think I even have a creative bone. Timor is creative on steroids. And so I'm looking forward to what Timor is going to do with his life, because I don't know. And Kaya, I'm looking forward to what he's going to do for humanity, because he's an extremely powerful leader. I'm honored to have two amazing sons. I couldn't be more proud of my two sons.
What advice, one single, if you had a magic wand and you had to give an advice to all the daddies, the brand new daddies, the daddies that are being daddies for 35 years, what would be the biggest message?
Something you don't find out till you're well, maybe you find out right away. Your kids are your biggest teachers. Dads, a lot of us think we're trying to teach our kids, that we're going to teach our kids that we've lived our life and we know what we know and we're the experts and we're going to teach and protect our kids. But little do we know that our kids have a big surprise for us. Our kids are actually here to teach us. You know, one person that you might have heard of, Reverend Michael Beckwith from Agape. He was one of the main leaders in the movie The Secret. He's been on the Oprah show 7 times. He says, perhaps you were born, perhaps you and I were born so that your parents could meet. Exactly. I think our kids are old souls that are here to teach us how to meet, how to love, and how to be, because they are in the most purest form. When people come into this world, they become, unfortunately, less and less and less pure, because they become tainted by the world's issues and problems. But when your kid is born in the most pure form, and allow your kid to be your greatest teacher. That's my great advice for parents. I love you guys, and happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all of you beautiful, beautiful and amazing, extraordinary fathers. Enjoy.